Hello everyone, welcome to this study whereby we want to look at how to determine an acceleration experimentally using a device called Tinker Timer. And Tinker Timer is a device which is used to measure the time taken by the time which occurs at a very short interval. So when you want to determine the time covered in a very short interval, you use a device called the Tinker Timer. So Tinker Timer operates on AC current. And now this diagram here is a typical of a Tinker Timer whose frequency. So the frequency here of this Tinker Timer is 100 Hertz. 100 Hertz, meaning that period t is given by 1 over frequency, which is equal to 1 divided by 100, which is equal to 0.01 seconds. So that is what we are going to employ in this setup. Now, so Tinker Timer operates on what is called AC, and the frequency of this typical one, it is 100 Hertz, meaning that at every 1 second, this Tinker Timer will be making 100 dot. So the time taken for this Tinker Timer to make 1 dot, it is 1 over 100, which is given by 0.01. Now, so what is needed for you here, it is to determine the acceleration using the setup. This was a setup which was extracted from an experiment which was carried to determine the acceleration using the Tinker Timer. Now, the tape was put on the direction shown by the arrow. So, to get acceleration between point, we use A for acceleration between point A to D will be given by final velocity final, which is CD, velocity between point C and D, divided by initial velocity, which is velocity between point A and B. So A, B, divided by change in time. Change in time. This symbol stands for change in time t. So we are going to calculate first of all the initial velocity between A and B. Velocity is given by displacement over time. So our displacement here we are given, it is 2 centimeter. The time between two successive dots, we have found it here to be 0.01. 0.01. Velocity is given by displacement over time. So this one will give you 200 centimeter per second. Next, we get final velocity between point C and D, which will be given by displacement, which is 4 centimeter, divided by time, which is 0.01 seconds. This will give you 400 centimeter per second here. So the displacement is 4 centimeter. The time is 0.01 seconds. Now the next thing which we want to obtain is the change in time. Change in time from this here, total time is given by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total time is given by 0.01 multiplied by 5. That is the total time minus initial time. Initial time here is 0.01. This one will give you 0.05 minus 0.01, which is equal to 0.04 seconds. That is our change in time. So note here, student, that there is another way you can determine change in time here by beginning from the middle, there to the middle of the final part. So here you have 1, 2, 3 and a half. So this is half, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, then 4. So you have 4. So change in time, you could have calculated it this way. Change in time could be given by 0.01 times 4, which is equal to 0.04 seconds. So now, to get our acceleration, A is given by final velocity minus initial velocity divided by change in time, which is equal to our final velocity. We have obtained it here to be 400 centimeter per second, minus initial velocity. We obtained it here to be 200 centimeter per second, divided by 0.04 seconds, which is equal to 400 minus 200 will give you 200 centimeter per second, divided by 0.04 seconds, which is equal to, when you simplify, this is the same as 20,000 divided by 4. This is the same as 20,000 divided by 4, which is equal to 5,000 centimeters per square second. So our acceleration is given by 5,000 centimeters per square second. If you want, you can give it in terms of meters by dividing by 100, which will give you 50. That is the acceleration from those values which were obtained experimentally. So when you are using the Tinker timer, that is how we determine the acceleration. So first of all, we get the time between successive dot, which is given by 1 over frequency. In our case, our frequency is 100, which is giving us 0.01 second. Then from there now, we obtain we know the formula for calculating acceleration. Acceleration is given by the rate of change of velocity with the time. So initial velocity will be given by distance, displacement, which is 2 centimeters divided by time here. 2 centimeters divided by 0.01 to give you 200 centimeters per second. Final velocity is also given by displacement. Our displacement is 4 centimeters divided by time here to obtain 400 centimeters per second. Then you get change in time. Change in time, it is given by total time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times here, 0.01 times. These are the number of dots. The time between two successive dots is 0.01. We have total of 5 dots in that diagram. So total time is that minus the initial time, which is 0.01. So this will give you 0.05 minus 0.01 to get 0.04. Or alternatively, you can count from the middle of the first dot to the middle of the final dot, and then you get the time in between there. In our case, we have found these spaces are 1.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4. So you come and multiply here 0.01 times 4 to get 0.04. Then once you have all the final velocity, initial velocity, and the change in time, you substitute and then you simplify here to give your result as found here. And we have obtained 50 meters per square second. So thanks so much for getting time to study this physics on determination of acceleration using a Tinker timer. You can always subscribe to this channel and also like and share with the other physicists and mathematicians so that you won't miss a single video which I upload every day. Remember also to give me the thumb up so that whenever I post a video on physics and mathematics every day, you are going to be notified and we continue learning and acquiring knowledge together. Thanks so much for your support, guys.